Hello, survivors. The world of Zealand, Las Vegas is dark, brutal, and unforgiving as it is set during the zombie apocalypse that threatens to wipe out the human race. The content will be graphic and violent in nature, so be prepared. We return now to Zealand, Las Vegas to see how our group of survivors faces this dark new existence. Hello, survivors, and welcome back to Zealand, Las Vegas. When we left off last time, our group had just wrapped up breakfast, thanks again to our head chef, Mitch. The army crew had finished securing the fence line around the outside perimeter, so now it is go all the way around from one side of the cement wall to the other, with padlocks in between the sections, sandbags across the bottom. They had also cleared away the bodies, almost ending badly before Mitch pointed it out. They cleared away the bodies from the front of the gate, including the ones that Apex had taken out from his overwatch position. Chloe had spent time ferrying food back and forth and taking care of things, talking with Stephanie, as did Matt, just generally doing her best to keep morale up. Gabe had actually started lighting the fire underneath the non-productive members of the group so far, getting them to ferry food back and forth, putting them out there the idea that they start tearing up some ground, putting in some seed, just like the Colonel had mentioned to Mitch on their perimeter walk. And Jesse had also helped out bringing food and whatnot back and forth, and in a discussion with Church, had offered to volunteer should he choose to continue his mission to go out to the base to try and find my character. That is where we last left off. At this point, it's probably about 11 o'clock in the morning. Everyone had just kind of finished up their food, and we're going to turn it back over to the group. I'm joined, as always, by Jesse.
Hello.
Matt.
Hello.
Gabe.
Hello.
Mitch.
Hello.
And Chloe. And Mephistus the Demon on Overwatch behind the group. There's our good luck totem. So, welcome back to Zealand, Las Vegas.
So, I'm still in the kitchen?
Yes, you had shooed away all of the army personnel that were trying to clean up, as low-ranking military people tend to do. The smell of coffee and your egg mishmash still filling the area with the illustrious smell of breakfast.
You probably attracting some zombies, you know.
Coffee. That's how I feel in the morning.
They're actual, people after drink.
Just
once they drink their coffee, they're like, oh, fuck.
That's the cure.
After I poked my head out, because people have been bringing the dishes, so I think actually we were at the point where breakfast was pretty much done.
Yeah, everyone's pretty much tucked in, and they brought their dishes back kind of here and there.
I would have stepped out into the gathering room. Are any of you in that chamber?
I was talking to
Stephanie.
I still be talking to her.
Okay.
I think I stated that I went in a room alone to eat.
I think you did. I think you went back into the bedroom where you guys were watching the videos.
Yeah.
To kind of just eat, think, maybe go back on your phone.
Oh,
look at some
was
stuff.
that whenever I decided to look up the fruit hack videos?
Yes. How to charge your phone with a watermelon and salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I guess after talking to Church, I would have started heading inside.
Yeah, you would have, because you would have probably had, you would still have food left over on the tray. You would have grabbed for yourself and gone back inside to eat.
Yeah.
So unless you would choose to go back outside, everyone would be pretty much in the building at least, maybe different rooms, but back in the building.
You gathering people to go outside.
That's fine.
So then if you're coming in, you're in a different room, so it's you two in this room with me then, I guess. Say, Matt, can you go grab Chloe? I think it's getting close to time.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Unless you got anything else you need to take care of before we
Yeah. Nope, nothing.
get anything you wish to accomplish before?
I'd be gathering people right now. I wouldn't be standing here in the room.
Well, I mean, everyone is in this room.
That'd be the thing. I would be just saying, I mean, grabbing like you, come with me, you come with me, and as soon as I get enough people heading out to show them said video, like this is what you need to do. Here's a good spot.
Okay.
So I'll go and find Chloe.
Lay down.
He says to Chloe. That's our other off-screen mascot, Duger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will go and grab Chloe. Jesus.
And I'll go outside.
Okay.
Yeah, so first I'll knock just to make sure it's the right room. 'Cause I don't know.
Make sure I don't just have like, never mind. Anyway.
Matt wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Chloe.
Cool. I just, as soon as I get done, I'm just gonna go in. And I'll make sure the door's closed behind me. Mitch says it's time to get going.
Okay. Let me just finish downloading this one last fruit video.
Fruit video?
Yeah.
What?
So I'm like, think about this. If electricity goes out, I have ways to try to charge our phones.
Yeah, but what if the phone's, what if service goes out soon? What's the point of having the phones?
If you download stuff that you don't need any service for,
Yeah, but, okay, you know what?
and I can look at pictures, screenshot, cha-ching. That's not the sound screenshots make. Anyway, okay, I get up with my stuff, go in the living room.
Okay.
I would have walked down. You were probably heading to the door, right?
I was already like heading inside.
Right. And then, so we probably did that awkward, like, we're both at the door at the same time. We're gonna be heading outside.
Alright,
Uh,
just finish up nothing.
Yeah, I know we had a couple plans that I wanted to talk to everyone about when we get to the cars, about where exactly we're going. I've got a couple ideas, but of course, I know you guys all did too.
Didn't you see if Macaron had any like just a paper map? Just in case.
I asked for supplies, but he didn't really have much. One of the first places I want to hit up is there's a library in Charleston town,
Yeah.
and that's I know you want to head there too.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm voting our first stop is. And then I'll continue towards the car if he's going in.
So, Jesse, you're heading in
Yeah.
to eat or?
Yeah, just finish up the food I had left right now.
All right, so he's doing that. Gabe, you round up several people. The two people you got off the couch, it's a man and a woman. You're sitting like very close to each other. The woman is wearing medical scrubs. The man is just wearing like, khaki pants, very like worn, well worn work boots, and just a t-shirt. They said, "Oh, what?" You know, the man speaks up now. What do you need? What are we doing?
Trying to get you guys to get sustainable food instead of having to continue to scavenge.
That's smart. He's kind of looking around the yard. Do we have any tools? Anything? What are we doing?
We do have the shovels that we could borrow from the military, at least some of them.
Oh.
Help fill the ground. But
And she pipes up. She goes, "Yeah, I saw the girl with the red hair. The woman with red hair. She had a couple shovels. That'll probably work."
we'll show them the video as well.
All right. So you watch them, and it's a video you said on basically like lawn to garden DIY type video. You know, tear off the topsoil and turn it into mulch, and kind of shows them spreading out your crops. Basically, how not necessarily like a prepper video, but more of like a hobbyist video. And you see him; he's like really paying attention. He's like really focused on the video, and she's listening, but you can tell like maybe not her thing. Yeah, I mean, she's paying attention, but he's like really focusing on the video, especially when you had mentioned this is going to be a way to sustain your crops, sustain yourself. He's really focused in on that. And especially when they get to the part about using raised beds, he kind of starts scratching his chin, and he goes, "This should be pretty easy to put together. We could probably go start, and he starts kind of listing off some supplies from the construction yard. You know, piece of wood, reclaimed wood, you can use that. And he really sounds like he knows what he's talking about when it talks about building stuff. So you're like just kind of like rattling off stuff. Somebody when they're talking about their profession, how they kind of start using like jargon and just rambling off things like making a mental shopping list. That's what you get from him.
Yeah.
Was that it? Like showing the video and then you head back in, or
Show the video. Make sure to grab. Obviously, they know to grab the shovels from the lady.
okay.
They'll be back in the group. That's
Okay. So as you say that, she's going inside while he's making his list, and she comes back outside with 2 entrenching tools, and he grabs one. And he starts like stabbing at the ground, and you kind of see him making more of like a rectangular shape, about 4 feet by 10 feet to start. And just kind of start breaking up the side, and he's pointing at it for her to do the same, kind of mirror him, and you can tell they're going to start going to work.
heading back to where you guys are currently standing, talking in the doorway.
Well, it would have just been like a little bump, and then I'm making my way to the cars.
Yeah, within a couple of minutes.
Yeah. So what about
I'm
you?
sure everyone's cars up.
Well, no, I would have headed to the cars. That's where you were going.
I would have, yeah, I mean, after after Chloe left the room, I would have taken a step out. I would eventually make a way out.
You like your alone time over there.
Yeah.
So on your way to the cars, you see now firsthand that the fence it still goes across the road, kind of entrance to the cul-de-sac, loops around by where the construction yard was, and kind of makes a full circle, cutting off like the back part of the cul-de-sac, but enough room for the 2 Humvees, the MRAP, and your vehicles, still with some room to spare. They're more close to the wall itself.
Walking to the car while I still have
Excuse me.
some sort of service, I'll probably just pull out the phone, look up the Charleston Public Library,
Okay.
and like screenshot like the roads or whatever, like where we are versus where it is, and just pop away, because I know once we get too far out, I'm not gonna have any kind of service.
Right, and as long as you still have GPS service, I know there's like an offline mode. My phone, most
Yeah.
carriers have it, where it'll still work. It knows where you are, knows where the map is.
Yeah, better safe than sorry though.
Oh, absolutely, it's a
Uh,
good thing.
But until everyone else finally arrived, I would just be popping up in the trunk, checking the supplies, making sure everything's like nothing's gonna rattle around or toss about,
Right.
Stuff like that till everyone got there.
Okay. So between then and when everyone shows up, is there anything anybody want to say or do on their way out?
Honestly, like from my previous conversation, I just want to see what church's like mental process was gonna be if you decided to go or not.
So he's still out by the fence. Like when you left him after talking, you went inside. He was eating out there.
Yeah.
So he's still out there, and Mitch would have seen him in the army. Most of the army people, the Jenkins and the 2, had headed back out after Mitch kind of shoot him out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So he's still back out there. The colonel he was out there, and he was kind of making his way back inside with his own bowl.
Okay. And yeah, I'm just gonna like just finish up the meal. I guess get myself mentally prepared. Start heading out to the car. Yeah. Get it all ready.
And Matt and Chloe, you were heading out, trailing out.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just asking if
I
that's how
would
you're
like
doing.
try to talk to you, but
You know where I am.
I know, because I would have just headed straight to where you were.
So I'm assuming you're not standing like directly near your car's off. I think you parked it to the right, well, to the left of the fence or the gate. If you're looking at
Right,
from
we're in the
house.
first gate, but not like
Right, not in the cement wall.
Yeah.
And yours was more parked down towards the edge with the Humvee MRAP.
yeah,
So your car would be the furthest away from anybody.
right.
The army people are all kind of gathered up around church. You see him talking. You see a very serious tone to the conversation. You don't really hear much, but you see kind of everyone's shoulders are kind of like slumping a little bit, and you see Apex. He's still up on Overwatch, but he's listening in. But you all make your way over to Mitch at the car. Yes. I'm not putting words in, but
Oh, I'll be heading towards my car.
towards your car.
Yeah.
Which, you're parked next to me, so.
Yeah, it's car,
Yeah.
Humvee. MRAP is on the other side.
No, I'm parked on the other side, outside. No.
He's parked down the road.
He's parked at the library. What's taking you guys so long? I
Just
was over
walk
here
to
like
my
20 minutes ago. All right, we're gonna take a quick pause. All right, welcome back, survivors. Had to let our mascot outside to go sniff the perimeter for zombies. We are back, and the group is gathered up by their vehicles. Well, yeah, mostly by Mitch's vehicle, but Jesse's is parked right next to us.
All right. So, I figure we can take inventory when we're not here, but the library is not very far. So, this is your last call, last chance. Anything you need to do it now.
I have no ties with any of these people, so. Unless I need to use the restroom.
Should have grabbed a sheepy.
Honestly, yeah.
There's an REI back in Vegas. It's not that far.
All right.
So we're dipping and then that's it, we're out.
We may come back one day. I told the colonel that if we're in the area, we might swing by again. But I want to hit the library first and then see what's around. I don't want to loot too much because that's essentially stealing from these people. But we'll grab what we need. Not what we want, perhaps, but what we need. And then we'll figure out our next step. Maybe head back towards town and figure out what we're doing.
Sounds good. That's it. We'll talk more at the library.
Who's driving who?
I'll just go back with Jesse. I think most of my candy's there.
You have candy?
I mean, no.
Just a little bit.
Roll. Hey, roll deceive, and you roll same.
Intuition?
Yes, you roll intuition. Well, wait, did you pass?
No.
Then you don't have to roll.
Sweet.
I said it just like that.
Steve flat out knows you have a larger amount of candy than you were letting on.
Why am I not surprised? I'm not at all.
If I don't have candy, I'd be cranky.
All right.
Dude, I drove the car backwards. I don't know what the hell you guys put in my car.
All right, boys and ghouls.
If it's your birthday, I'll give you guys candy.
So you as you're saying that, you see
kind of day.
you see Church making his way back over to the group.
To us?
To you, yes. Just by himself. He goes, looks like you made your choice.
Yeah. That doesn't mean. Look, they told me what they told you. And it's. I don't know. You're military, you threat assess. Does that actually sound like something that you can do?
Make it up there? Probably not. We do. Some of us are going to go out at least as far as the highway just to see is it clear, because there's two ways into this place, main ways into Mount Charleston, and if worse happens, we need to be able to get out of here.
Yeah.
And there's we looked at this place before. There's a school, that means a school bus. There's a fire department, that means a fire truck. You have big vehicles we can use to push wreckage out of the way and clear a path for that eventuality. I talked it over with my people, talked it over with the colonel, and seeing that video, I don't think there's a reason to go out to the base. If he was there the whole time and it's gone that bad, that means there's no one left to hold the fort and leave the lights on.
That being said, might not be a bad idea to check it out a couple weeks from now.
When things calm down. I mean, it's from here, it's a 20-minute drive on a clear road, and the little bit we saw coming out, it's clear is not a word I would use to describe that. As soon as we got past and got onto out of Vegas proper, you saw traffic spilled over into the other lanes. There's cars in the ditch, on the roads, and I didn't see an end to them.
Yeah. You guys wouldn't happen to have any spare radios or anything, like walkie-talkies or whatever?
We always do.
What do they charge on?
A plug-in stand. And we have extras of those too. I'll give you a stand, but
Look, if you've got enough for you, don't worry about it. I'm not even grabbing them for us. I'm grabbing it so that if there's ever a chance that we're near you or you're near us, maybe we can work out some sort of mayday.
no, we can give up 2 spares. If your group doesn't have any radios whatsoever, you should at least take that.
Yeah.
And he cracks a grin. He's like, you ever watch The Walking Dead?
Barely.
And he looks at all of
I
you.
have.
So remember when Rick left Morgan and he left the radio and said, I'll check every day at sundown. Do you have a way that's not your phone of telling them the time? Anybody have a regular watch? Perfect. So every day,
Is that Hello Kitty?
Maybe.
Oh, I want it.
he has a matching set. When the alarm
It
goes up,
came with the bag.
when the alarm goes up, it just goes.
Ew.
Uh,
A double one.
he's like, the mountains aren't going to allow for good, clear communication, but
Definitely not.
every day at 6, we'll click on, and if you need something, 3 clicks, and he pulls out his own radio and 3 clicks, we'll try to get somewhere with a better line of sight. And this is probably not going to go that far. It's not made for long, massive distances, but if you're between
It's better than nothing.
here in the highway, let's say, probably the extreme range. If we have height, we might be able to hear it. Anywhere closer, we'll probably be able to actually hear you. But until the power goes out, we'll be able to keep them charged. But if you're leaving here, I don't know how steady power you're going to have. So,
How about this? You got any other way of contacting you? Like personally, like no phone number, email, something, just in case there somehow is still service power or something?
I have my cell phone. And he pulls it out. And he pulls out a piece of paper, writes down his number on it, hands it to you. It's just church.
Like, if there's any information there about,
Excuse me.
you know, where we go, like if we end up passing by the place you're going, I'll take a couple pictures, snap it, send you a message, whatever I can.
As long as the Wi-Fi holds out.
Yeah, if it does, hopefully.
And last but not least, if all technology has failed us, I'll open up the trunk and I'll reach into like one of the little bags, and I'll pull out a couple of the orbs that I showed you.
The
glass
Zelda
orbs.
crystals.
Yeah. These might be able to catch and reflect a bit of light, and I'll hand him like the yellow one.
Okay.
And I've got the other 3. If we ever spot each other or anything like that,
Chuck me a pencil.
maybe we can signal each other.
You can do smoke signals. You know?
There's plenty of smoke right now. There's still a burning helicopter and the last remnants of the burning bomb from
Yeah,
literally
let's
a
continue to smoke.
few hours ago. No, was that a few hours ago or a day ago?
It happened yesterday.
Yesterday. It's hard to keep track of time in the zombie apocalypse.
But if you know it, it'll probably never ever come into play. But
Preparation is always key.
all right,
I would grab the one that's what up.
all right, you ready to rock and roll?
So what are you all planning on doing?
We're gonna hit up some small spots in the town first. We don't want to take too much or really much of anything that we think that the people here could use. But we just want to grab some stuff that they may not need. We're gonna hit up the library first.
Smart.
And we might hit a couple more places in town that we don't think would take anything vital from the colonel and his crew. And then we'll probably head back towards the highway. The helicopter crash is on the way. Who knows? We might see you there.
Hopefully nothing.
I don't think you're going to find much there, but
You won't know until we find it.
true. We will be, I don't know how soon, but we will be making a push to the highway. Hopefully we don't find you on the way. Good, best of luck.
Same.
So then he calls over the 2 privates, the 2 you've not yet met, He says, Stone, Vic, go open up the fence in the middle. Let him through. Close it up behind him.
All right. Let's kick ass and chew bubblegum.
I don't have bubble gum. I bet you do
Oh, he
though.
probably does.
Blows a bubble.
Last piece.
She's like, I did. All right.
You're just like you don't have a beard. Like us chewing bubblegum is dangerous. It gets all tangled up in there. Like
Did I ever tell you guys a story of when I got bubblegum stuck in my hair? So I tried to cut it out, but then it didn't work, and it's like it defied the scissors. So I had to use peanut butter. Peanut butter didn't work. Mayonnaise didn't work.
Why would that
Nothing
work?
worked.
she just had like a really shitty like ice cream.
I'm
sundae
getting in
her
the
mouth.
car.
No, it was just a really intense sleepover.
She's telling you the story like in character.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Matt,
That's where I'm getting in.
Matt, just got in the
Just
car.
like-
She's
I'm getting in the car.
2 5-year-old
Honk.
girls together.
Have fun, Apex.
All right, we hop in.
All right, so
That's right.
what's the seating order? Like who's sitting where in your vehicle, Mitch?
Drive, seatbelt on.
Passenger?
We got Shelby.
I have Shelby. I don't know if he is. Okay.
That way you can lay in the back of the shop.
Back seat.
Keep driving.
Good luck, Chloe.
Drive, seatbelt on.
So everyone's got their seatbelt on, windows up, windows down.
I'm not starting the car until you put your seatbelt on.
Probably windows
Fine, if
down.
there's one.
Okay.
The windows down.
I'd say windows up for us.
Crack?
Yeah, all of them cracked.
I mean,
All 4
it gives
cracked.
me room so I don't have to break the windows inside.
Exactly.
So.
That and.
Oh yeah,
and
handguns
here.
out, not shotguns out.
Key note. My seats, there's like a seat,
Mhm.
and then there's a double seat. I want to fold the double seat down.
In the back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like keep that singular seat for him to sit and like be able to seatbelt into. But if for whatever reason you need to undo your seatbelt and open up my back window, you can now reach that.
Oh, okay.
There are some supplies in the back, but you'd be able to kind of shuffle
Yeah,
stuff
I'm
around.
a
have
little
it-
small where I can like.
Yeah, we're not packed full back there.
No.
But that way you still have a seat and you're not just like sliding around in my
If,
open
if,
back.
there's,
My
if,
car
if
is
there's an
like
ultra runner, if there's an ultra runner that's just poking towards us, and I have no other choice, then yeah.
So, and let's head out to the library.
To the library.
Having fun isn't hard. You've got a library
I
card.
really hope they have glasses there.
Hope some nerds
Cut
out in the
the-
library.
Cut to the 40-minute montage of Chloe trying on every pair of glasses to find one that fits her
She's
prescription.
doing that in the background. We're like, bah, 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 fighting up zombies. She's like,
Clay, what are you doing?
No.
I'm trying glasses.
no.
These prescriptions are perfect, but I hate the frames.
How did you know?
Zombie just tackles
Throws,
Gabe, just
lands on zombie.
Someone needs to keep the sense of style in the zombie apocalypse.
She's like, we need to go to a Kohl's, guys.
I'm waiting for us to like Dead Rising this or something like traffic cones on the zombie head so they can't see us.
I mean, it'd be an athletics check.
fucking Superman.
Well, we're going to do some crazy stuff. It's
Alright.
us.
All
It's not a far drive.
Also, we need
you,
to change clothes.
you see the
I'm glad.
you see Vic and Stone. They've undone it. They're waiting. They each have a piece of the fence, which is essentially just going to articulate around where they're tied in on the other side. And who's taking lead vehicle? Mitch, you have the map, basically showing where you are, where the library is, and so you back your vehicle around, and you look up on the balcony, and you see the colonel, and you can tell he's like looking at you, and he just nods and he points to his head. You don't remember what that was? Do
Intuition.
you remember?
Roll intuition.
Sure.
I'll give him some notes.
You can take plus 20 since it was literally like 20 minutes ago.
What was it?
No.
How much?
Failed by 24.
Well,
So you think of the meme.
don't have to run away from the zombies if you're already dead.
I can't be effective. I'm already dead. Yeah.
Well, he pointed to something like you might wear on your head. And he told you, heavy is the head that wears the crown. So if you remember back to that conversation. Yeah, I know, he failed. Whatever. I'm the GM. I don't care.
Screw the rules, I make them.
I am the rules.
I guess before like I actually officially got in the car and to the church, shake his hand, thank him for all this opportunity, and I see him again.
Hopefully. Hopefully it's on good terms.
Run!
I would
What was that?
said hopefully it's on good terms.
Yeah.
And
hopefully.
I would caution you against trying to make that run anytime soon. And if you do, make sure you're well prepared.
Oh, yeah.
Fuel, you don't know what it's going to be like out there.
No,
What we
no.
saw is
I
nasty already.
had a mental plan, but remember, aim for the head.
Always.
Just like all the zombie movies taught us.
That's the best part about
Taught me
this.
to shoot them one time.
Too bad, like, no zombie movies ever again will be made, so you don't get to enjoy Zombieland Double Tap, unfortunately.
What about my camera guy that's behind me?
Mephistus is a time travel into even like David Blaine, so he's already seen it.
So there is a film.
Oh my god, I just need to have like a powwow with Mephistus and be like, so tell me about this movie and
Yeah,
this
welcome
movie.
back to day 5 of my zombie.
Yeah, so we'll cut over to the map at this point, and we will show the route essentially that they're going to take. So we have the map up, and Mitch earlier had taken the screenshot of the route that would take them from the colonel's house to the fire department, or to the library. And they had already spent some time Googling some of the things in the area. So they know they have to make their way. Click on the right window so I can really do this. They are here in the colonel's cul-de-sac. Have to make their way back through kind of some suburbia areas. They're trying to essentially make their way back to the main drag. This way would be back out to 95. To the left is going to be deeper into Mount Charleston, and onward towards the library itself. That is their goal, their destination. The Church had given them the 2 radios along with 2 plug-in wall chargers. You do see an AC adapter plug on the back of the wall charger, but they didn't have the actual like AC charger, like car charger plug for it.
I've got one, so.
Yeah, I've got one also.
I will say, as we're driving, probably I can shift my SUV into like a low gear, so it's a little quieter, and I'll probably, if there's any hills downward, I'll probably ease off the gas and go slow to not like, have the engine roaring as we're tearing through the mountainside.
So I'm going to attempt street view. If it doesn't work, we'll just back out of it. But as you make your way back out of the Colonel, that doesn't look great. Never mind. I thought it'd be cool. It's not. Apparently, the middle of nowhere outside of Las Vegas isn't important enough for a little car to drive around.
I mean,
So essentially, you came out of the Colonel's cul-de-sac, they moved the chain, and you're at about here at this point.
Okay, yeah, so we'll start heading our way.
I'm getting attacked by like 4 zombies.
On the drive, though, I wanted to talk to the people in my car a little bit about what we want to grab, and we do have the radio set to our channel, so we can talk to each other as well. So we're going to be hitting the library. There's a couple books that I know Jesse wanted to grab, and there's probably a couple books that we all might want to grab just for our personal interests. However, I don't want to have us all go in and then us come out to a group. And so I was curious if maybe a couple of us wanted to stay outside to keep an eye and able to either run back in if there is trouble or get our attention or anything like that. Combine that with if we wanted to open up both trunks, we can take a full inventory while the others are grabbing books, kind of like doing a multitask sort of thing,
I mean, yeah, we could do that. I personally do want to go in.
Okay.
I do want to do some checking out. I like a book or 2.
Okay.
To find.
I don't think you have to check them out anymore.
Yeah.
I think you just take them. Just got to kill the zombie librarian first. She'll be,
Are you guys saying this over like a walkie-talkie?
No.
Okay.
Screw you, Chloe. Oops.
Gabe removes his hand.
And you're like, all right, so what we're doing, I'm going to drive smash straight through that door.
Park in the library.
Bitch, why are they stopping?
So, if you, and probably one other, it might even be me, want to stay out and we can start to organize everything in his trunk in our car, we can take a full inventory while they're grabbing books.
And then of course, if we have time, there's that fire.
Oh yeah, we're different. That's
Of course.
yes, but we'll all go into that.
100%. Okay,
So what do you think?
So
My athletics, 40.
I'll be doing spot and you'll be doing mine if we need it.
Okay. So if it's the two of us,
While you're inside.
Well,
you, you still have my pistol, right?
yes. Wait.
We have 2 pistols.
Have the-
I gave it
you
back.
have the one you got from the army
Oh, I
person,
have one,
and the one you got from the man. with the book.
Jesse has the other one.
and
Yeah.
Jesse has it. Okay. I just want to make sure I knew where they were.
Well, in that case, I do want to go when I go in.
Yeah, like I'll give you the pistol if you give him the shot. Deal. All right.
So as they're
That's
having
our
this
car
conversation, is there anything you two wanted to say before you opened up radio comms with one another? And by now you're. I'm assuming you're not just like hauling. You're
No, like I
you're
said, I want to
purposely
go.
going slow.
Like I've shifted into low gear, and I'm going maybe 30.
Yeah. I mean, back in here, that's probably as fast as you want to go, anyways. Just knowing the area, it's twisty turny.
And maybe even slower. And any downhills, just take the foot off the gas and let us roll, kind of thing.
So Gabe, and Matt, you're in the lead car. Give me flat perception. You, since you're driving and actively focusing, perception -10. So same thing, Jesse, perception -10. Chloe, flat perception.
Can I use?
I didn't
Is
have
this
it.
like eyesight or is this hearing?
You choose. Are you trying to?
Well, I have enhanced hearing, so I'm.
So if you want to hear, but
Our
then
windows are down.
they are down, but you're in a vehicle. So if you're gonna use hearing, it'll be at a -10.
I'll just use flat perception.
What's the
You have enhanced sight, right?
yeah? But let's say what's the bonus of using because they're both 50 for me.
At this point, nothing. But the next time you put it in, remember one skill point into a specialization goes up by 2.
Oh boy,
Fine,
focusing on
fine.
driving.
It should be.
Nice.
I felt like 7.
Okay.
I passed.
So when you passed by what? What was your score?
24.
24. You passed with a.
I rolled a 2.
So unfortunately, that's a scarce.
I got a meet an average.
Right. Chloe.
I failed.
So you're focused on driving. You're talking back and forth. You're in the back seat, so you kind of have the benefit of the view from the side windows and the front. And then you're more focused on driving, and you're
97.
good thing it wasn't a drive check. So, since you're driving in and around suburbia, with the windows down, slow rolling, it's a lot easier to see if there's anything out there. There's a lot of trees, so most of you, you're fine. You're just paying attention to the road. You see shadowy figures, Matt, kind of on both sides. Going past this road, you see 3 or 4 figures darting from this house across the road, heading up, not necessarily back to where you were. Like you don't get that. They're just running across the road. And you see a group of shadowy figures, 3 or 4 from what you can see, slowly moving towards your vehicles from your right.
So first I'll point out the ones that just darted, and then like halfway through pointing out the ones that darted to Gabe and Mitch, I would turn and just fucking go, and I'd point towards the shadow figures like coming towards
I
us.
won't speed up. We're still going like 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason to speed up.
Still.
So I'll just acknowledge that they're there and I'll keep going.
He points them on you, and he points them out to you, and these ones are moving slow.
Yeah.
Like they're not running, and you have your windows down, and you don't hear, like you hear a distant scream. I mean, it's not that distant, literally down the road, but 70 yards down the road, you hear the screams.
Right.
And you don't hear anything from the right, but you do see, and now that you're seeing these shadowy figures over here, you're paying attention, and you see not large groups moving, but you definitely see movement here and there. You're not sure if it's your mind, you're not sure if it's trees moving, but you ever, kind of like in a horror movie where you start to just see things, and you're like, oh shit. But you know they're zombies, you know they're out there, and you know you're going through
Lock the
what
door.
could be zombie territory.
I'll lock the doors.
Roll them up like a National Lampoon Vacation. Roll 'em up.
Seriously, it's like, honey, we're in a dangerous neighborhood. Can you roll them?
Look at all this blight. All right, so you continue on.
I'm still keeping my window down just so I can hear better, but the doors are locked.
In your vehicle, you see Matt, because your vehicle is like the default tint, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not super
Unfortunately.
dark. So you see Matt pointing first left and first right. and you said your windows were cracked, so you don't really hear anything other than just the noise from your car. But when you see him point off to the right, you start to see kind of the same shadowy movement.
Mhm.
And then kind of like same with them, you both start to notice. And maybe it's paranoia, maybe it's actual movement. Don't know. Maybe it's Maybelline, yeah. Don't know.
Just like slowly like drift away, like from like the coast of shadows.
So at this point, you're still just kind of slow rolling. You've already talked to your group. There's anything you two wanted to say to each other as you drive along? Why didn't you tell me I can?
So about that.
So, for like books and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm genuinely trying to figure out what else you would need other than like agricultural stuff. Because like for some reason, I really want frog books, and I'm trying to stop myself from wanting them. But it's like I just all my childhood long, I would like always go to the library and get all types of animal books, but specifically anything reptile-like. So I'm like, I feel like, in my personal opinion, it'll come in handy because, especially if we leave Vegas, I don't know animals, I don't know nature. I wish I did.
It says they taste like chicken.
Well,
Okay.
if we see any books of that,
Should I?
why not?
Get her one from like the kids section. It's just like a pop-up frog book.
Frog. Just open a frog goes, no.
Ribbit,
So
zombie.
Makes noise.
I definitely want to see if I can find a book like
Should we learn other languages?
why not?
No.
You can. I know I'm not gonna be
I
able to.
definitely want to find
You're
a
not
book on engineering, like civil engineering stuff, like not vast, crazy stuff. Survival, like if we see any like berries out and everything, what's good, what's poisonous, what's not, stuff like that. So
Okay.
that's like my main priorities I want to find.
I think we need some entertainment too. You know, for morale's sake.
Okay.
That's a different story, I think.
But that way I can read you guys stories. Okay.
Some scary
I'm just-
stories.
Yeah.
Scary stories read
Wait,
in the dark.
no. Yes. Wait.
I want her to be a part of a session where she reads us a story.
Okay, I will.
Like Mary had a little lamb.
That's
Oh god, it's a zombie too.
All right, so engineering, survival, reptiles.
So if we're trying to, do you want to go back to, like, just between me and you, do you want to go back to Vegas, like, after this? Like, what's your idea? Just like loosey-goosey, just speaking to me in the car.
Into you?
Honestly, I have no idea. There's definitely places and people I want to see how they're doing, like if they're okay or not. But then it's also leave, but where to? So I'm kind of just winging it. See where this takes us.
Okay. So you're gonna be more go with the flow with everything?
Maybe, unless I see something I'm just like I need to.
Okay. I'm just curious.
What about you?
I mean, all I know is Vegas. I don't know other places. This is gonna be the best place for me to be like, oh, I know this, we could go here, we could go here, there's this route. Other places, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
But like, at the same time, Vegas is big and there's a lot of people.
Yeah,
So
Well,
it's like, what do
there's
I do?
also-
I don't know.
there's also thanks to the job, we know a lot more places too now. Going around town delivering stuff. So I guess we know big layout here in Vegas, so maybe we can find a good place that's not super overrun and build from there.
I think that'd be pretty cool. But, I mean, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. Everyone's got their own thoughts. You gotta figure out what to do.
Do you think we need sunglasses? Is that important?
I mean, I have two in the car.
More! Better ones. Okay.
Zombie fashion with Chloe.
So imagine, I'm out of the game right now.
That's when we get to the high level. Like, when you start an RPG, you worry about stats. Once you get a high enough level, then it doesn't matter. Then you play fashionista.
Okay, it's true.
That
But
also
imagine we're in the desert. There's sun. It's summertime. You know what sucks? Waking up and going, so,
You're not
So
wrong.
Vegas.
Must be a shame for you peasant.
yeah.
Shut up, I'm not
Oh.
here.
So you keep slow rolling through, and Jesse, give me perception plus 20.
Plus 20. No, 72. Would have been at 56
All right.
with my plus 20.
So you just keep driving, and you come about to this intersection right here where this road comes and loops around. This road comes and loops around. Mitch, you're in the lead vehicle.
Yep.
Give me perception plus 20. So as you come around,
Like 40.
as you come around the corner, again, you're going about 30 miles an hour.
It's a whole
Give me a
group
drive check, flat, to avoid the group of zombies shuffling through from this road right here.
Guess who's spending the first sigil of the match?
So, flat drive plus 25.
Nice.
So the last second, because basically
Didn't
most,
need it, but I
most of the intersections around here, having driven around there, it's pretty much tree intersection, like blind corners everywhere in the Mount Charleston area, and that's exactly what happened. You were driving along, and their conversation was going on, your conversation was going on with our weird time warp thing, and just at the last second, out of the corner of your eye, you see this lurching group of about 6 from snap judgment of the shuffling zombies pretty much walk in front of your vehicle, and you snap the wheel around them. You're trailing him, probably not too close, so give me drive plus 10, because you saw his reaction. And I know when I'm driving and I see somebody go around something, I'm gonna be like, yep, I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna use the sigil.
What's dumb is that I finally rolled like what I would have succeeded, but it's different.
You never know. So it's gonna be drive plus 35 for you.
Plus 35, so I'll be at 73. Fuck. So.
What'd you roll? What'd you roll?
78.
78.
So it's
Still failure, so it's up to
Five.
your scant failure, so it's your choice. You stick with it, see what happens, or are you gonna use the sigil to re-roll and you lose the 25, the plus 25?
Use the sigil.
Because right now you're just failing by 5, which is a scant failure.
You clip one spell.
No, you don't know.
You stick with it?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. If anything, if I'm hitting a zombie or anything, I'm gonna see if I can make it hit on my side.
you go into a divot and your check engine light flicks on.
Dang it. So you're driving along and you're carrying the conversation with Chloe, and it's kind of wrapping up to an end, and you see Mitch all of a sudden swerve.
You might hear the.
Yeah, just because your windows are cracked, a little chirp of the wheel as you snap to the right and back around to the left. He stays on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And you do the same thing, but like a fraction of a second later, and your front, you clip 2 zombies with the front left of your car, and they go spinning down, and one kind of spins down the side of your car and takes your mirror off, and you just keep going past.
Okay, that's fine.
Right, well,
I'll just tap
nice,
the hammer
nice
or something.
squidge marks down the side of your car, a little bit of blood,
Oh my gosh, shit!
pretty much.
You okay?
That would not be your reaction. I've seen you. I like braked a little hard. You're like,
Okay, so in reality,
you would
what
have
I do,
screamed.
I grab onto the door handle. No, not the door handle. No, it's so okay. In the car. No,
You can
No,
roll luck.
it's not the door handle. Okay.
I know what you mean. It's like it's the handle that's not the handle.
Yeah,
the
it's
little
like a
hand
little
grip.
thing
For
that's
some
just.
cars that are like up here.
Yeah, the oh shit.
Oh no, there's the oh shit one, and then there's the one that's right underneath the actual handle for
I know
no
what you mean.
reason. Yeah, I always grab onto that whenever I get scared in any car. My dad gets really annoyed when I do that.
Yeah, that's where my kids throw their trash in that little like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
sack
little
thing.
thing.
That's
I
what the
grabbed
one down
that.
below is for.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
What's worse is if they'll take like 2 bites out of something and then like put it there, and later on I'm like, what was this? So it's just a half melted Starburst in my car.
The car has a weird
Who
smelling.
takes bite of Starburst?
Oh, it's
My children.
amazing.
My kids do.
Who eats Starburst in more than one bite?
Again,
Barbara.
my kids. Alright, so you, in your rear view, you see this clip, and it kind of like a bit of a wobble fishtail area or action, but he course corrects, and you continue on.
I'm just gonna be like through the window.
But
I'm sure he like look.
in your rear view,
Mhm.
you see the group following you, and further behind, you see several more shuffling towards you. You don't see any fast ones, but you're gathering a following. The only real movement / noise in the area right now.
I would grab the radio from Gabe.
Okay.
Give me the radio.
I would radio in
Make a
because I'm
strength
holding
check.
it because he's driving. I'm like, hi guys. This is Chloe speaking.
We're okay.
No shit, it's Chloe. Okay, good.
So-
It's okay.
It looks like we got a trail going. They're
Huh?
following us. They're not fast, but they're tending to follow. So I don't know what we're gonna do, especially because we plan on stopping eventually.
I have an idea.
Well, off the radio, I'd be like, I'm so glad I got in your car instead. Anyway,
So as you're continuing on, kind of same thing. Down side roads, in lawns, you see the occasional fast movement. Nothing's engaged you yet. Like you're just, and it's not extremely large numbers. It's like 1 here, maybe a 2 here. But again, you can't be sure if it's a zombie or just something because there's
Paranoia.
because there's trees, there's fences.
Did that
Yeah.
zombie get back up?
In your rear view, you saw the 2 just kind of laid there for a bit, and then you saw them slowly getting back out.
Okay.
But by that time, you were kind of down around the corner before you saw anything else.
Still on
But the other 4, like kind of like a flock of birds, started
Yeah.
shuffling your way. So the drive continues, and it's going to continue until it doesn't, or until you guys want to talk about it or do anything. But you do know you will have to take a left in a little bit.
When we get there, since we seem to be attracting a following, I'd say busting a window of a car, maybe a good distance away, see if we can set off an alarm to draw everything towards that instead of us.
if that's the case, we would have probably a more limited amount of time, depending on like how long as we attract.
It's either we have a limited amount of time, either way, we're on a limited amount of time.
Always, but yeah, depending on what happens, we may have maybe more time, maybe less time, depending on like where the zombies come from.
Yeah.
So, but that can always work.
It also depends on when they lose sight of us,
True, but
because they have to
sound,
continuously keep going forward if we're not revving the engine.
yeah, but sound is going to carry a lot in these hills.
Can I do, like, say after that, like, roll down my window a little bit more, like my side,
Mhm.
and see if I can do a perception, if I can hear any other vehicles that were like left on, or anything other noise
Sure.
happening, other than
So-
just
so
our 2
you're-
cars, because I don't think it'd be complete silence and just us.
Right. So you're trying to essentially see, you know what Mitch's car sounds like, you know what your car sounds like. Do you hear anything else?
Yeah.
So give me maybe
Like, if
perception.
there's wind, there's
Do perception -10.
-10.
It's not impossible because there's not a whole lot of other noise going on. But
No.
Pass.
so with your window down a little bit, you're not hauling, but you know there's the wind in there. There's the sound from your vehicle, sound from his. You can't hear anything
Shoot
else.
something. We'll roll back up to that crowd.
Okay.
So we're coming up to that turn
Yes.
right there. As we're getting closer to it, I'm braking, and you see my hand come up.
Oh shit!
Slowly, we're only going like 30. You see my hand stick out the window, and I just do this motion, and we're pulling off a little bit to the side of the road.
Like
But first,
this way?
we wouldn't. Are there cars like around that?
Right here, where you
Our
see the
right
cars on there, yes. Like this is
Then yeah.
People park there.
I will be like slowing down to maybe a very, very slow roll and just waving my arm out the window.
Okay. And you do have the radio too if you need to get more
Uh,
specific.
I forget.
Just
Uh,
waving the radio on.
yeah. Bird hits it.
Just, you know, you can always push
Uh,
a button and talk to us, right?
What window I have?
It's a new thing.
I'll hit the radio. We're gonna blow out a window, try and set off an alarm here versus where we're gonna be parking. You guys go ahead and catch up.
Okay, I didn't, get the map out, so.
Oh my god, before
You're the one
we
that took
turn
the picture of the
left-
map.
Once we hit the
And
mirror, go
there's
left.
no
There's no
signal. And you're way too far away for purple ferret _3.
We can just give him the radio and the map, or a picture of the map. Like,
Sure.
yeah, we're gonna turn right up ahead.
Sure.
Alright.
I hand you my phone with the screenshot, and we hand you the radio.
By the way, I'm very bad directions. This is gonna be fine.
Well, you see literally
Yeah,
the
follow
blue
the
line,
line.
the giant blue line.
It's not. There's 3.
It loops around.
Shit.
So,
He's like, it says we're in California. What happened?
It's in the middle of the ocean.
Alright.
So you're gonna go and
Yeah,
follow his
But I'm
directions?
not gonna go like how we were going 30. I'll probably go like at 20.
You're a
just in-
real slow roll.
yeah, just in case I need to like turn back around.
Gotcha.
If you take a hard right, you'll hit a house.
All right, so you have stopped, and you said you're stopped right
at the corner.
at like right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably once I get past, I'll probably pull like to the middle of the street,
What about you?
like in the middle of that like little weird cul-de-sac
Mhm.
divot.
Okay, 'cause yeah, I think this just goes around.
Yeah. But as long as I'm like on the road still and we can see cars,
Yep.
that's all we need.
Yep, there's a couple cars. There's 2 cars parked in there. No crazy play written in blood or
Good.
they just look a normal car on a whatever morning this is.
Good.
Monday morning, I believe at this point.
Ugh, I hate Mondays.
Always Mondays.
Can I roll a perception to see if I see the alarm light flashing on the inside?
Yes, you can. And you're specifically looking for that. You know where to look for it because most cars have it around the dash. So go ahead and give me perception plus 20.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
I'll use this
I mean, you're in the car. If he verbalizes what he's looking for, it's up to you.
It could be something that would be detrimental, so
Okay.
I can't keep my mouth shut.
I know, I also have a comment that I'm not.
So it's going to be perception plus 45.
I have a 95 under. So I can do it really good and go, not that car, but that car.
Yeah,
Car 2 blocks over.
94 out of 95. Subhuman.
So yes, you see.
Not subhuman. Superhuman.
All right, so just like on the map, there are 3 cars here, and you're parked to the point where you can see these 2 cars clearly. This one right here, you see a flashing light, but upon like you kind of squint and look in, you can see it. It's probably not real. It's like something that's on the dashboard because they sell those where it's just like a fake when you click on. This one right
I
here,
had no idea they sold those.
they do. It's like basically you just stick it on. It's like a little LED light because it
Cool.
looks like your car is alarmed, which is weird because most cars come with alarms. But this one right here, the red one, you can tell it's part of the dashboard. It is part of the car. It is flashing. So safe to assume that one, if any of them, would be alarmed.
That was good.
So close. You could have got a 3 perception. So just as a reminder, if they roll on their skill level or if they roll on their skill level, whether it's modified or not, he needed a 95. If he would have rolled a 95, at the end of the session, he would have got a free +1 to his perception. So you know for sure that that is a legit alarm flashy light thing, because I'm not a car person. But it signifies that that car is more or less alarmed.
So with my BB, I'm going to take aim at the windshield and that one.
The windshield is just the...
Any window.
Go ahead. It's a car and you're like 5 feet away, so...
And we're stopped.
Stopped. So, I mean, you could even take an aim.
That's
action.
what you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to this point, I'm not going to make you roll to shoot a car window from your car window that's 5 feet away. So go ahead and just give me shoot plus your full damage. What would that be?
So it's a medium weapon.
What's your full roll plus?
Oh no, it's a light. It's a light,
Light.
long range. I
Yeah.
think we did
Yeah, like
far light. So that'd be 10.
And what's your shoot?
shoot is 42.
Okay, so 52 damage. Got it breaks, and so you're and
I'd hope he's been doing this as we're like rolling up.
If that was the plan this whole time. So you do, and you take aim, and it's, again, more or less like, it's against the window pretty much. So you just take aim, pop, and then as soon as the glass, you see it hit and it webs out, just a screeching, and you even hear it because you're not that far away. This screeching car alarm starts going off.
And that's when
Yeah.
that's when I start, not like,
You don't, right, you don't.
but I go and resume normal speeds.
So when you're driving away, give me perception plus 30.
Only him?
Actually, both of you. Go ahead.
Me 2 plus 30?
Mm.
39.
Would you?
That would be a,
I'm 50 perception.
it's an okay success.
Same with
What-
Oh, I'm sorry. It is a excellent success.
So both of you see it. You both see this. Looking back left, where you had the trail of zombies. Like they were all pointed, like laser focused towards your vehicles, and now you see they've shifted because it's this new thing, this new screeching
This
noise.
new loud noise.
Right. They're not running, but you can tell their movement has shifted. You see down further out, down from this cul-de-sac, you see figures coming out of these houses.
Okay.
And you see this one right here is like a 2-story house. You actually see one come out of the 2nd-story window and just, it falls behind a fence, and you see another one topple out behind it.
Okay, does it break his neck?
You don't know, it goes behind a fence. But all around you, you start to see
Ooh, so does it have the phone sound?
you start to see the alarms, I guess, don't follow the rules. You start to see movement coming towards this car as in your rear view and as you're looking around as you're driving away.
That was lovely. Let's go.
Yeah. Then we continue towards the library. That was the whole like.
Good plan, great plan.
So you catch. So do you catch back up, or are you just gonna let them?
Yeah, no, I'll catch up. And yeah, I'll catch up. And I'll even maybe go a little faster to see if and he'll see me approaching faster, and it's up to him on what he wants to do about that.
Ah!
Your move.
Like, no,
He's
this is
like-
Mario Kart now, bitch.
He said, "Oh, you
And if
went."
he's going 20, I mean like I'm going like 25.
He's like, "Oh, you want a race?" No.
Oh, I'll go ahead and like let him go ahead because it's really.
So as you're all driving, you see more movement, and it's more in a concentrated. As before, it was kind of wandering from place to place. It's like lines being drawn towards the sound, and then the ones that are close enough to the road see you. They would turn. You see some turn, but it's like 1 out of a group of 3, 2 out of a group of 4 or 5, and then they kind of give chase. And as you pull further ahead, you almost see them like loop around and redirect.
That was my hope.
They're going too far.
So you make it down, you hit this intersection, you don't see anything yet. You can still hear the car alarm. It's, again, not as loud.
These are hills, like
Yeah,
everything's
it's gonna echo. You still hear it, but it's getting to the point where it's quieter. It's still very audible. You don't see any movement. These houses are a little further out and everything less concentrated. You make it down to the main road, looking left, looking right, just because that's what we're trained to
How many
do.
BBs do you have left now?
2 views.
Oh,
You see the same
I was
vehicles.
also gonna bring up what he said to contacting the church and let them know, hey, that was us.
Yeah, I was like, well,
That's-
driving.
yep,
Switch
go ahead.
channel to just
Channel 3.
3. Thank God. Church, can you hear us?
And
This is Matthew.
a couple of seconds go by, and we don't have to do the noise because that gets confusing, but
Over.
you hear him coming over the radio. Yeah, was that you?
That was us. We had a little bit of a following, so we just decided to start our one. So,
Did it work?
we don't think so. Yeah, we're not dead. So,
Good to know. Try to leave a couple cars intact, huh?
oh, of course, just for you.
Hey,
It's
chime back in when you make it to your destination.
For sure. See you in a few.
We're in the library.
All right, so you make it down to the main road.
I'm awkward.
You look left, look right, and you see the same. It's not as thick. It's not like the highway, but there are abandoned vehicles here. Not as many. This is kind of Mount Charleston. There's about, I think the last census said about 400 people, and that's including hikers and tourists and whatnot. So it's not a large population. It's very spread out. So there may have not been the same mass exodus like the 4 million people that live in Las Vegas. But looking left, you can see a few vehicles here and there. So you start making your way down. And you continue on, up to the right, just spreads more Mount Charleston. Up to the left, up the hills, you can see kind of the rooftops of some houses. You continue on, and you pass a few municipal buildings, a few more houses. And when you start to get back down here, that's when you start to see more of the figures, not emerging your way, but kind of movement. And they seem to be heading back towards the hill. The car alarm still faint, but, or sorry,
Still there.
a little more faint now because you're down the hill, but still audible. And it's not pulling every single one of them like a magnet or anything.
Doesn't happen.
But you're seeing some of the numbers. Back on the hill, you saw a couple like trying to get up the hill, but it was comical. Like there's this really cute video of a little baby bear trying to follow a mama bear up a snow hill, and the baby keeps falling, but it's a zombie.
It's not cute at all. So it's even cuter.
I don't know. It depends on your level of humor. And as you pass by these buildings, nothing impedes your way, and you see the fire trucks. There's only one left out of however many were there. You see one.
I think they only have one.
They have like two.
I think they usually have like the fire truck with the actual water, and they usually have like a more medical. It just shows 3 here. I don't know how many they usually have, but you can see that there was a parking spot for at least one more, and the door is open to the bay.
Like usual.
And then turning to the left, this is more of like an administrative building too, but also part of the fire department. And you pull into the parking lot of the library. And that's where we're going to go ahead and wrap up the first episode of this session.
Pew, pew.
As always, joined by Jesse,
So,
Matt,
hello.
Gabe,
Bye.
Mitch.
Game for the Transformer.
Gabe did kill a transformer, right? Nice. You laughed, she laughed, the toaster laughed, you shot the toaster. And Chloe.
Chloe.
And I'm RP Sarge. Until the next time we meet, stay alive.
I mean, bye.